chocolate brown. Let's see, chocolate brown. Oh my gosh! You see, I was almost starting to think like I could control the colors. Hello, sweet friends. It's Sarah at Crochet with Coffee, and thank you so much for joining me for another WIP Wednesday. We are working on our Persian tile blanket. If you have not watched any of our mystery picks yet for our Persian tile blanket and you want to be surprised, you can check out the description. I have the playlist listed down there, so you can go check that out if you want to be surprised, because I will show some of the octagons throughout today's video. I don't remember what week they're from, but they're going to be in the video. So I've got my coffee today. This is a super cute mug. I can't even remember where I got it from, but let's see. It says it on the, let me read over here. Let all that you do be done in love. And I feel like I need that reminder a lot, because sometimes my actions are not always loving and caring, and my reactions cannot always reflect that. And you know, so I needed a reminder today. So let's get started with our picks. We're going to do our first 3 colors to start with. I think that's been working really well, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm tired today. I need this whole cup of coffee. I need to drink this. You know, I always tell you guys I don't normally drink sweet creamer in my coffee, and I don't until my mom came to visit and we got some for a treat, and now I keep getting more. Today's is from Aldi. I got like the cinnamon roll one, or whatever their brand was, and it's good. I cut it half and half, where I do half and half and then I do some creamer, like a little splash. Is that the greatest thing for me? Probably not, but it's okay. So back to why you're here. We're going to do the center 3 colors. So let's do our pick. 3 colors, 3 colors. So I recorded earlier and realized I didn't have any sound. And I got wine, ivory, chocolate, and I was really excited about that one. But I had to put it back because I need to actually pick it live with you guys. So, see, well, not bad, not bad. I like the rust color, so that's okay. We've gotten toffee a lot lately. Let's see if we can not get toffee. Ooh, okay, yeah, green. Orange, green. What's the next one? Oh, you know. Orange, green, and orange. I'm okay with that. I like that one. Orange, green, and orange. Let's get this started. I need more. Need more. I'll be right back. Let me work that up real quick and we'll check it out. Okay, I know I was talking to you guys the other day about getting the center out of these skeins and how it's always chaos for me. Now, I heard some tips, and one of the tips was with a skein, when you're looking at the label like that, the end should be coming out of the right end side. Now maybe, so on this side, when you're looking at the label. That was one of the things. The other one was, somebody said if you're pulling from one side and it ends up getting snagged, then you can try to pull it from the other side. And that's a help too. Let's see what our luck is with this one. I just don't know if this one, I just don't have any hope for this shape of skein. It's going to be a lot. You know, another thing too that I've found is when I pull out a piece like this, if I keep pulling, sometimes it brings out the entire center, and then other times if I just take one strand and just pull on that one strand, sometimes I get a better result instead of the whole guts But I'm just going to pull this whole thing. We're going to see what happens. Not bad. That was not bad at all. These smaller ones tend to be a little bit better anyways. But I don't know. The large ones, like the pound skeins, especially the ones from Big Twist, I have never had a good one unless it's already sticking out, and that's very hard to find. So I've got a fan over here looking at the yarn. Don't you dare. She always waits to the end of when my skein is like, it's hollow and, you know, it's coming unraveled, that it is unwinding beautifully, and then she just dives into it. So some of my issues are her tangling things, isn't it? No remorse. She doesn't care. Not one little bit. And she'd do it again. And will do it again. Okay, let me get these other 2 rows on. That's our center so far. Green and another orange. I'll be back. It's done. That's what I'm talking about. That's gorgeous. The only negative is that, actually, I guess maybe it's not a negative. The outer 2 rows are my border row for all of my octagons. So that means this one will start and end in the same color. That's pretty cool. I guess that's not a bad thing, because I always like to have those colors throughout. And I guess we'll find out. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it turns out. And I also counted. I counted each row. Now, how long will that last? I have no idea. But this week, because it was so fresh from last week, I'm going to count today. Next week, no promises. All right, we're going to do our 2 little corn cob / Yoda things. If you haven't been here before, I will share why we're calling them that. I had 2 people comment about 2 of these octagons. Very funny and accurate. So you see how this next section here, that looks like a corn cob, like with the husk on it still. You see that? If it was yellow, it would be even better. We had that one, and then we have this one that looks like little baby Yoda. You see him? Got his little head, his arms. So we're doing the corn cob Yoda next. What color? Corn cob or Yoda? What are we going to get? You know, I feel like I'm going to get some ivory in this one. I feel like one of these is going to be ivory because I think that would be cool. How did I know? I didn't. I promise I didn't. I wasn't cheating. I don't even know how I would cheat. I don't have any marks or anything that I could feel on these. I promise. All right, what's the next one? Let's see if I can get the other one right. Let's go chocolate brown. Let's see, chocolate brown. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, it wasn't. I was so proud of myself. It's toffee. It's close. It's close. You see, I was almost starting to think like I could control the colors. Okay. So, ivory for the bottom part, and then toffee for the top. I was excited. I thought I got 2. One was really exciting, and then the second one, that would have just thrown it over the top. All right, let's get this one done, and then I'll be back in a second. I also have to finish my coffee. I have to. I still have more in the coffee pot. I need to go get more. I'm just tired. Tired today. I'm happy with it. I like it a lot. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I like that. Okay, so then we have our last three picks. Ooh. Okay, so it's chocolate brown, mustard, and wine. That's going to be really pretty. So let's see what order they're in. Let's see. Mustard. Love it. Okay, so this next one is just the surrounding part that is brown. All right, and then this is our fan, wine. That's the color of our first fan, which seems like, let's look at our other octagons. I feel like wine is one of the favorites that keeps getting picked for fans. Let's see. Let's see how many have wine fans. There's 1, 2, 3. So today we'll make 4. Our 4th octagon that has a wine colored fan. I feel like mustard is also a big one. Let's see, mustard, there's 1, 2, and 3 of mustard. So far, I think wine is the one that is the most used for fans. Very interesting. Okay, well, let me get these 3 colors going, and then we will start on our final picks. We're gonna put them back in, do our next pick, do our pick for our squares and all that. But before I get started on that, I have some thoughts I want to share with you. And maybe this one is better for a Monday chat episode, but I just want to stick it here and just see what you guys think. This is different than normal Wednesday content. So I was just thinking a lot lately, thinking about 2 different things, really. And one of them is thinking about doing lives. And I want to know your thoughts on that. And obviously, I can't stick with everybody's schedule, but what schedule seems to work best for you guys? I would like to know what that is. Like, is it noon, afternoon? I am Eastern Standard Time, so live in Florida, so keep that in mind. But for me, it really depends on the day and what's going on in the house. So options are like a early afternoon, like late morning, early afternoon, maybe an afternoon or late afternoon, evening. I don't know what seems to work best for that, keeping in mind that I live in Florida. So I would be interested to know what you guys are thinking, because I have some ideas to do for lives. So I've been thinking about doing that and incorporating that into what we have here at Crochet with Coffee. So that's number 1. Number 2 is I have realized I have accumulated a lot of made items. So blankets from tutorials, cardigans from tutorials, purses, bags, all that stuff. So I've been thinking about opening up an online shop. And I'd like to know your thoughts on that as well. And also, I think my biggest hurdle is pricing. I never want to charge too much, and I don't want to charge too little. I want to be like right there in the middle, that sweet spot for pricing. So if you guys have any helpful tips on how to price, I do feel like charging per hour is a little difficult to do. For one, I don't track my hours on when I work, and another is I don't think anyone could really charge per hour and actually sell an item that you worked long hours on. Because like I said, I have a lot of blankets, cardigans, so larger items, and the amount of hours that go into that and charging per hour, I feel like that would be excessive. So that is my biggest struggle right now, is thinking, you know, and that is always the hardest thing. Like when people say, oh, can I, you know, order something from you, or can, you know, how much would it cost to do this or that? And it's not always like crochet. I used to do cake decorating, and I did some of that from home. And when it came down to charging people for wedding cakes and, you know, baby shower cakes and all that stuff, I know you're supposed to charge per slice, but then how do you determine how many slices somebody is going to cut if it's not a professional cutting the cake? And, you know, so it's just a really big struggle for me, always has been. And my desire is to get a shop going, because there's a lot of stuff that I have that is taking over my home that would be useful to start a shop. So those are my thoughts. If you have any helpful tips on that, let me know. I'd love to hear any thoughts on what you guys have experienced, or what you've heard, or anything that you can suggest in that area, because I'm sure some of you have like markets, and that you do markets and you do crochet booths. And tell me what you guys think of pricing, or if you have any helpful resources. That would be really good, because you guys always come through with helpful information, so I appreciate that. So let me get back to adding these colors to our octagon, and I'll be back for our remainder color picks, so that we can see what our second fan is, what the remainder of the octagon is, and what our squares are going to look like. So I'll be right back. There we go. I like it. Okay, so we need to keep out the chocolate brown, the wine, and our two outer colors for this next pick. So 2 outer colors, stay out. All right. 3 colors. We need our second fan and our 2 outer colors in here. All right. Second fan is going to be, ooh, oh, so that means this one has both of our most used colors. So this one has the wine and the mustard. Those are the ones that we just counted. We had, with this one, we had 4 wine, and then I just counted 3 mustard in the other one. So now it's 4 and 4 with this one. That's cool. All right, so our second fan, and then we have our 2 outer colors. Be more orange, rust, always about that, and ivory. I'm glad we didn't get a lot of toffee this time. I feel like toffee, I don't know, I felt like toffee was kind of taking over, but maybe it wasn't. All right, so let me get these things started, and we're gonna do our mustard fan and our 2, oh yeah, this is the point where I need to write it down, because I'm going to do the picks for our squares too. We are still going to be doing 2 half squares today, like we were the last few weeks. We're still on half squares at the moment. All right, now our other colors can go in except for the very outside edge, and we need 4 colors. So 4 for our first square. It's going to be chocolate, ivory, mustard, wine. I feel like we've had that one before, but I guess I always feel like that. And I know for a fact I did not tally some of these the last time. I'm gonna have to go through and redo all of these. I know for a fact I have missed tallying things All right, chocolate, ivory, mustard, wine. You know, one of these days, I really want to make like a blanket out of all yarn that is named after food. Like we have mustard, wine, toffee, chocolate brown, just in this blanket alone. I know I have a plum. I feel like there's a caramel color. Maybe in Big Twist it's toffee instead of caramel. I've seen in the Hobby Lobby yarn, I've seen a color called coffee. That's another one that I want to do. I want to do a project with like coffee named items. Not like the macchiato cake or the latte cake or anything like that, like from the Karen line, but ones that are labeled like latte or coffee or something like that. So I want to do a food blanket and I want to do a coffee blanket. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that would be hilarious. All right, on to our last picks. The coffee kicked in. Can you tell? My goodness. I'm still on my first cup. All right, first color, ivory, mustard, rust, toffee. All right. Very cool. Okay, I'm going to write these down. I'm going to get started, and I'll be back when we're done with these. We'll take a peek, and then I'll finish everything up and show you the final thing. So I'll be right back.
Let's start. This one is hand dyed and it's called to the gemstone Peter Seat, but that's Dutch. I never heard of it.
All right, let's take a look at what we made. So, first, octagon. Oh, hold on. My settings were weird. Octagon. Oh, I like this. I like that the white is throughout. I think that that's pretty. And the white on the outside, I like it because then it's going to be the dark orange and the green on the outside there. Because we're framing it with these center colors. I like that. I'm happy with it. All right, so this was half square number 1. And then this one, candy corn. It looks just like candy corn. Oh wait, no, you know what? Isn't it white, orange, yellow? Well, it looks like candy corn anyways, even if it's off. Love it. All right, I'm going to get the outside edges put onto the octagon and onto the half squares, and then we'll be back to take a look at the finished items. I'll be back. We're all done. All right, so squares, half squares, they're okay. I don't think there's anything special about them. I mean, compared to last week, that I loved last week's colors so much. This week, meh, it's okay. Nothing crazy, nothing amazing or whatever. But here is the octagon. I like it. I maybe, let's see. I think the one thing that I'd change maybe is the second color, because it's too close there, just looking at it. But I like everything else. I like how the white was out here on the edge. I like how the white is here and it brought out the color. I think maybe it would be nice if these two were switched and this was a different color. But hey, it's still good. It'll be a really nice addition to our blanket. I'm really excited to see all of them together once we get them all done. But this is it for week number 6, right? We're on week 6. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed all of these videos. It has been a lot of fun doing all these picks with you, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying them too. So if you had fun with me today, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to stay tuned for more yarn related fun and our WIP Wednesdays, I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you'd like to stick around for that, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you click the bell notification, it will notify you when I post new videos. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you find joy in the little things. I need more. Need more. Need coffee? Are you tired? It's one of those days, I'm telling you.